go to the next topic, that is fundamentals of array. So in Ruby, it includes two structure classes or types, that is of array and hashes. So in this particular video we'll be seeing about arrays. So array in Ruby are more flexible than those of most other programming language. Okay, so we have learned C. So if you're comparing with C, so when we're telling about array we said as a collection, or whenever you want to hold a large amount of data which are of same type, then you are going for arrays. So what is the difference between that and the arrays in Ruby? Okay, so when you're saying C, we said that array is of fixed size. So in the beginning you're telling what is the size of the array, but here we'll see what's the difference here in Ruby. In Ruby, the length of the array is dynamic. That is, you can either increase or decrease the size of the array, okay, anytime during program execution. So that is a difference, that's the first difference. And the next difference is Ruby array can store different types of data. So in C, if you're saying, we said array is a collection of same type of data, but here it is nothing but it can have integer data, it can have string data. So that's nothing but it can store different types of data. Okay, an array may have some numeric element, some string element, and even some other array elements also is possible in case of arrays in Ruby. Okay, next, how you can create an array. So array in Ruby can be created in two different ways. In the first method, an array can be created by sending the new message to the predefined array class, including a parameter for the size of the array. So in the first method, we are using a message called as new. So this message is passed to an array class, and when you're passing that message, you're also telling what is the size of the array. So in this particular case, we have an array whose name is list, and how many elements are there in that array, or what is the size of the array. The size of the array is 5. Okay, so in this case what happens, an array will be created. Okay, since we have not initialized any value to it, it is stored as null. Okay, so we'll write like this: list, this is your array class, and you're passing the message called as new, and you're telling what is the size of your array. So you can see here, array whose name is list is created, whose size is 5. Okay, this is the first method. And the second way, second is simply to assign a list literal to a variable. In the next method, what we are doing, so we'll just see. So I will give some list 1. I'll give the name of the array as list 1, and for this I will assign some values, some 1 comma 2 comma, then 3.5 comma, and some string who is named as Fred, and some empty array. Okay, so this is the other way how you can create a array. So the name of the array is list 1. The elements of this array are 1, 2, that is integer. You can have a floating point, you can have a string, and it is possible for you to have other array elements. Okay, so these are the two ways how you can create a array. I hope you have understood this. Okay, so this example you need to write. Okay, next thing, an array created with a new method can also be initialized by including a second parameter. So in the first case, what did we say in the first method? We are using, or you're passing a message new to the class array, and you're also passing the size of the array. Okay, that is what we already saw, right? So along with the size, you can also pass some data. Okay, array created with new method can also be initialized by including the second parameter, but every element is given the same. So here what we are doing, we are creating an array whose name is list1. Okay, and the size of this list1 is 5, and the elements, so since you have given HO, all the 5 locations of this array list1 will have the same value. Okay, so what happens in this case, the array that is created like this, all will have the same value. Okay, but also each is given the same reference. Okay, so usually this approach is rarely useful, because not only in each element is having the same value, but also each is given the same reference also. Okay, all of them will be referencing to the same object. So if one is changed, everything will be changed. So this is not usually used. Okay, it's very rarely used, but you must know what is this. Okay, so all will be having the same value and also same reference. Any one is changed means everything will be changed. Next, the length of an array can be retrieved with the length method. So if you want, okay, so we'll just see this example now. So I'll create a L1, I'll create a list as L1, I'll create an array as L1, and the name of the class array dot new, and the size I've given as 5, and the data I'll give as high. So you can see all the location is having the same value and same reference also. Okay, now I want to know the length of this. Okay, so how I can know the length? So I'll give length is equal to name of the array. So I'll give the name of the array as L1 dot length. Okay, GTH. So it is going to give me a value 5. That is nothing but the length of the array L1. So this is how I can get the length by using the length method. Okay. Next we'll see. So array when we say we have what is called as subscript, right? So or if you are seeing C language, we call it as index. So using this index value, you can either assign some new values to it, or if you want, you can retrieve some value. All those things can be done. So same thing with arrays in Ruby also. Okay, subscripts are there. So the subscript value, the lowest bound is 0. Okay, or the starting subscript value will be 0. So here we'll see some examples. So here first, what are we doing? So in the first example, what did we do? I'll give a new array name L2, and I have given the value as 2 comma 4 comma 6 comma 8. Okay, so what happened in my array L2? I have the value 2462 68. Okay, now what is the next thing? Second is equal to L2 of 1 if I'm giving, which location I am addressing. So we said that array starting or the lowest bound is 0. So in L2 of 0 we have 2, L2 of 1 we have 4. So what am I doing? L2 of 1, that is 4. Okay, I need that value. So now second, this variable second will be having the value 4. If you want, you can check it. Okay, so second is having a value 4. Hope you're following this. Next, we'll go for next example. List of 3, I will give a new value as 9. So list here in the sense our array name is L2. L2 of 3. So I said array starting index begins from 0. So L2 of 0 I have 2. L2 of 1 I have 4. L2 of 2 I have 6. L2 of 3 I have 8. So what am I doing? L2 of 3 I am assigning 9. Okay. So in L2 of 3 I will be having 9. Now I want to check whether the changes has happened. So I will give the name of the array. So I can see now name of the array. Previously in L2 what I had? I had 2468, but now I have 2469. That is a change value. Okay. And one more point in this. Now suppose the subscript value I have given as 2.999. So what is this? Subscript I have given a floating point value. In such cases what happens is the floating part will be discarded. Okay, so it will consider only L2 of 2. So 0.99 is discarded. So L2 of 2, what do you have? L2 of 0 you have 2, L2 of 1 you have 4, L2 of 2 you have 6. So therefore 6 is displayed. Okay, hope you have understood this. So we'll go with the next point. Okay. Next we'll go to foreign For in statement. For in statement is used to process the elements of an array. So process all the elements of an array, you can go for in statement. So we'll see with an example here. So we have an example here. So sum you are initializing to 0. Sum is initialized to 0. Okay. I will use list lst and I will give some value 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. I'll give the value 2, 4, 6, 8. Next, for value in lst. This is the name of the array lst. So for every value that is present in the array, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Sum plus is equal to value. Okay, you are going to do sum is equal to sum plus value. That is, sum initially was 0. So for the 0, you are going to add the value that is there in your array. Okay, so first time it will take 2, next time it will take 4, next time it will take 6, next time it will take 8. Like this it goes on. So end. So what is this program? You are finding the sum of the elements of the array. Okay, total sum of the elements of the array. So in the array I have 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, this is the array element. Now I want to know the value that is stored in sum. So the value that is stored in sum is 20. That is nothing but 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8. That is 10, 18 and 20. So that is the answer. Okay. Next, we'll go to the next example. So a literal array value can be used in the foreign construct. Literal array value. We will see here. What is this? Okay. Again, we will use LT. Okay. We'll use the name of the array as LT and I'll give the value 2, 4, 6. Okay. So in my array named LT, I have 2, 4, 6. Next, we are going for index. So we know array elements are having index in 0, 1, 2. This is the index. Okay. What are you going to do? Puts. You are going to print the index and the value that is stored in that index position. Okay. So you can see here for index. For index, so you can see it is hash and within the braces you are writing index. Okay, that is you want the value that is stored in index. What is the value that is stored? That is 0, 1, 2. Means I want the index value. Okay, the answer of the position, that is 0th index, first index, second index, like that. The value that is stored in that index, how you can get? The value is again hash. Whenever you want to get the value of list here is nothing but the name of the array. In the array, which index you have to mention? Okay, double quotes, then you are ending it. Okay, so you can see here in index position 0, what do you have? You have 2. Index position 1 you have 4, index position 2 you have 6. Okay, so this is how you can get the value that is stored in the index. Okay, so this is nothing but the index position that is written. Okay, so with this we are done with the foreign statement as well as the fundamentals of array. Thank you.